Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another Star Trek Starships collection review. This time it's something very unique for a couple of reasons. One, I don't have a magazine because it didn't come with it from the person that I got it from online. And two, this was one of the, or at least it was, I don't know about now. Well, of course it would be now, considering what's going on with Eagle Moss, but this was one of the most sought after models out there from the collection because it was one of the bonuses. And for some reason it went out of stock very early on and took forever to come back in stock. And when it did, I was too busy or what have you, and I never got around to it. Then this Eagle Moss stuff started happening, and it just by chance, you know, somebody popped up with one for retail price. So I got very lucky, of which I'm so grateful for. Anyway, so here is the USS Bonaventure NCC-1000 or NCC-1000, depending on however way you want to say it. This ship, or this concept of a ship, appeared in the Star Trek Online. Actually, no, I'm wrong. The Star Trek Ships of the Line calendar, which was later reprinted in the Ships of the Line book that came out a while back. So this ship was never seen on screen in any format whatsoever. It's only been on the calendar and in the book as a high res image or rendered image. So here we go, and Eagle Moss made the model of it. And I'm sorry I don't have the magazine because I would have loved to have read that to share with you all. But here we are. So since I just have a ship here, I'm going to get it out of this thing and then dive. Okay, folks, and here you have it. The USS Bonaventure. Gotta admit, it's a pretty nice model. Pretty basic of a design, actually. And if you look at it, it shares somewhat of a lineage to the NX-01, in that you have your nacelles here, your pylons here. There's no secondary hull. The saucer section with your deflector dish out there, or sensor array, depending on your point of view, out there up front, and your main bridge area. And yeah, you can see the Starfleet lineage, of course. You've got your stripe there, and the TOS era stripe there as well. And you have your registry on both sides, which is pretty crisp, except for the U there. And on the other side, it also appears to be in between the crack, the way it was printed, but that's okay. Your deflector disc looks okay. Your nacelles look good. You have your registry there. One of my nacelles is slightly off, but that's no big deal. I mean, that happens with these things. The interior there is painted, so there's no clear plastic parts. Not really bummer. Expected that. The nacelles look very good otherwise. They represent the TOS era. And the front looks good. And the bottom, you can see the two parts where they join the models together. This is your plastic part, and the metallic part is up top, I believe. So the majority of the model is metal and the bottom part is plastic. And you can see this whole center section would have come off. It doesn't distract from the model, but once you notice it, it's kind of always there. The detail, the paint looks pretty good. The Aztecing looks nice. Looks like you have your Starfleet, your TOS era Starfleet stripe down at the bottom, which looks good. You have a shuttle bay in the back there, and a couple of phaser strips, things like that. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. And unfortunately, I don't know much about this ship. That's why I would have liked to have had the magazine to sort of dive into it. But based on what I'm looking at, it shares a design lineage with the NX-01, as I mentioned earlier. And perhaps this was meant to fill in the gaps between TOS, or between Enterprise and TOS, maybe this was a precursor to the Enterprise, at least based on the registry number. So yeah, that kind of makes a little sense there. I'm glad that I finally got this. This was one of the bonuses that I really wanted. And again, like the Ferengi shuttle and the Jupiter station that I got, you know, this past week. It's a bit bittersweet considering what's happened with Eagle Moss. But I'm grateful that I got my hands on it nevertheless. Looks good. If you have it, cherish it. And if you are interested in these sort of concept what if models, then try to seek them out if you can. This is definitely one of the cooler ones. And it came out pretty good, I think. And the registry I also didn't mention is down here as well. But yes, it looks great overall. I don't really have any complaints with it. And I think that's about it. And it fits in your hand like that. So it's pretty big, doesn't weigh a whole lot, and it will make a nice addition to anyone's TOS era collection, if that's what you're a fan of. So unfortunately, like I said, there's not much I can really say because I don't know much about it other than the fact that it appeared in the Ships of the Line calendar and the book, and I think on a trading card set too that was also a Ships of the Line sort of thing. But that's about it. And it would have been nice to have gotten a sort of a history of it, or what they were thinking of, or where they were going with it. But maybe one of these days I'll track down the magazine and then maybe do a follow-up video that sort of at least recaps that portion of it. But yes, guys, thanks so much for watching as usual. I apologize for this being so brief, but I did want to share with you that I got the model and what it looks like up close, and it's pretty good. And if you can track it down, I would highly suggest you do so. Just look for one that has the magazine, unless you just don't care about those. I am disappointed though, now that I think about it, that the online archive that Eagle Moss had up also disappeared. I was lucky enough that I downloaded all of the PDF files for the magazines. Well, first of all, let me back up really quick. There was an online archive that Eagle Moss had up that had PDF files of all of the magazines from the 180 ships in the original collection, and of course the specials, at least the XLs, and the space stations and that sort of thing. But ships like the Bonaventure, all the Mirror Universe ships, the Discovery ships, which I couldn't care less about, but it would have been nice to have them, the magazines anyway, the shuttlecraft sets, all the various online exclusives, the other concept models, and things like that. It would have been nice to have an additional folder for those magazines. Of course, they take up less space, or no space at all compared to the physical ones. But in a case like this, where I didn't get a magazine with this model, it would have definitely come in handy, because I would have referred back to it for the purpose of this video. But so anyway, guys, take care of yourselves, be safe out there, and until next time, guys, live long and prosper, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.